Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Reshmi Mukherjee. In my channel, you get ICC, ISC, English literature and English language topic. So, after like quite some time, we haven't met because your exams were going on. I mean, the board exam was going on, and from April, your fresh sessions are starting. So here also we are going to start off with the first topic, which is from Treasure Chest book. As you know, this is the new book which is given to you for class 10 this time. This is the first story with the photographer. So it is written by Stephen Leacock, and we are going to start off with this topic. Now, let's read it, and we will also see some pictures behind me that will help you understand the topic better and relate to the very interesting things that happen when we go to click a photograph, and that too not now but way back when it was quite some time back when they did not have that. It was not so easy, as you can see over here, that I can just stand in my house, take my Apple phone and click a video or record a video or click a picture. It wasn't that easy those days, right? So here we are going to see what happened those days and how difficult it was and what were the consequences of it. But we will also see how that period was also related to this period. It is quite similar now also, how we want to keep editing our photographs, how we want to take a candid of ours but still want to edit that and look beautiful. Okay, so it is kind of a sarcastic story over here that is portrayed by Stephen Leacock, and it is going to be very, very interesting and funny. So let's read. I want my photograph taken, I said. So the client just comes in and the photographer is there in the chamber and he wants his photo clicked. So everybody knows what a photographer is like. This is the last sentence of the paragraph, where we come to understand this fact that this client has come in, but the photographer, they are very kind of, this is also again on a sarcastic note. He is looking like a natural scientist. He is quite busy in his work and he is not ready to do allow that person to come in and take that picture and do away with it. Sit there, he said, and waits. Just keep on waiting. And the client keeps on reading books, different journals and stuff. And after an hour, the photographer opened the inner door and he allows the man to come in to sit in a place so that a photo can be clicked. Sit down, said the photographer. I sat down in a beam of sunlight, as you can see over here behind me. It is a room where you have a beam of sunlight entering the room, and there are some skylights. And that also, we know that when we are clicking a photograph, we need everything in a controlled state. We want to control the light so that the best picture can be taken, right? So a frosted skylight, from there the light is entering. And the photographer rolled a machine into the middle of the room and crawled into it from behind. Right. So, what is this machine, ma'am? You may ask. The machine is actually, okay, I'll show you another picture for this. As you can see over here, this is not the same camera what we see today. It's a very small device nowadays. Just go clicking photos here and there. Wherever we go, we take a cameras. But those days it was not that easy, right? It is long back, and those days there were huge sized machines just like this one behind me. And, it was difficult to click a photograph there. So, and in a controlled situation. He was only in it a second. So he, as you can see, there is a parda behind it. So he just delved inside it, and there is the lens. He saw the man through the lens, and he just again came out in a second, time enough for one look at me, and then he was out again, tearing at the cotton sheet and the window panes with a whoop stick, apparently frantic for light and air. As I told you, he wanted to control the light and air. So again, he pulls down some curtains, lowers it, and makes some changes so that the light is perfect, air is perfect for the picture. Then he crawled back into the machine again, and I kept still. When the photographer came out at last, he looked very grave and shook his head. So he's not satisfied with whatever he has seen through this device, right? Through his lens. The face is wrong, quite wrong. You can quote this, the face is quite wrong. I have always known it. So the client feels very, suffocated and very sad and embarrassed that he is unable to offer a good face so that the photographer can actually click a good picture of his. So I think he said the face would be better 3/4 full. Now, we don't know how photographers click a picture, why that picture is, interesting, why it is looking good. We are not aware of all that, right? So, when he says in such a, kind of scientific term, a kind of a very technical term, I'm unable to understand that 3/4 full means just like this picture behind. You see the 3/4 of the face, like the way we take a candid. We move the face in a direction so that we can just see the 3/4 of the face and the picture is perfect. So he is unable to understand that, but the photographer had ceased to listen to whatever the man was saying, the client had to say. He's not interested in what the client has to say, right? So he came over, took my head in his hands and twisted it sideways. So he just comes in, whatever the client has to say, he's not interested in that. He just comes out from his machine, he just holds the face like this and turns it like this. Okay, just mundi ko aise karke hila diya. Next. But I was wrong. So I closed my eyes and I thought that possibly this man has come running to me to kiss me. Because, your mothers often have done it when you were small. He just aise karke मुंह को थोड़ा सा हिला के ऐसे kiss कर दिया. So possibly this photographer is also trying to do the same with me, right? But I was wrong. He twisted my face as far as it would go and then stood looking at it. So he pushes the head like this and keeps looking at my face. So he wants to see whether it is appropriate or not. He sighed again, so he's still not satisfied. I don't like the head. Open the mouth a little. I started to do so. Close it. Then he looked again. The ears are bad, so you have the ears. That is also wrong. And the eyes, roll them in under the lids. Put the hands on the knees, please. Turn the face just a little upward. Yes, that's better. Now just expand your lungs and hump the neck. That's it. So after the whole thing was done, it's quite funny over here. And, the way he instructs ki kaise ears ko aise kar do. You have to move your shoulders like this and you hump the back. And then, your head is not quite right. You have to, fill your lungs, breathe in and fill the lungs out. So the way he was instructing, that was very manipulative and that was very embarrassing for the client. And just look at this picture. It was quite like this, right? He had finally turned out to be something like this, a hunched back, an ear trying to move in and that sort of a thing. I swung myself around on the stool. So he was sitting on the stool for the photograph. He now just swung himself around like this, that no, I protest. I'm not going to accept this kind of a humiliation. Stop, I said with emotion, but I think with dignity. So I said it with dignity that I cannot go on with this insult that you are doing to my face. I know it's out of drawing. I know it wasn't made for me, but it's my face, the only one I have. I was conscious of a break in my voice. So I was on the verge of tears. I said, hey, whatever it might be, kuch bhi ho, this is my face and I quite like it. Possibly it's not the best face ever. Possibly it is not quite good also. It is not liked by all, but it's my face and God has gifted it to me. I cannot deny. I have to accept it and you also can't humiliate it this way. Snick. So he was just ready. He was just ready to stand up when the photographers clicked. So he was somewhere in between like this when the photo is done. Okay, sort of a candid, what we call. The photographer had pulled the string. Photographers take it. I think, said the photographer, pursing his lips in a pleased smile, that I caught the features just in a moment of animation. So possibly I have done my best and the photo is taken and so on and so forth. He's done with it. So features, you didn't think I could animate them, I suppose. But let me see the picture. So when you were instructing me, I could not do it. So you thought that I cannot do it. So in a situation of that candid posture, you have taken it because you were aware, I cannot do it. So somehow you animated my face. Understood? Like you cannot smile in the right way. So the photographer is only, making the changes and changing the whole thing. Okay. So I was a bit sad, but then what else? I wanted to see the picture, but let me see the picture, but the picture is not done. I have to develop the negative first. See over here. Those days it was not so easy that you will click a picture and show कि चलो देखो ये दिया है हमने photo, and you're not satisfied, you take another one. Those who have you must have seen your parents or somebody who has a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you must have seen them clicking pictures and not satisfied once again. So you know what the photo is like. But this time, because it is way back in the past, those days it was not so easy. So it took time for a photograph to be taken, right? So he said that it is just the negative. I will watch and look into the negative. I will then, give you the it will take time, okay, to give you the photograph. And so Saturday I came back for the photograph. The photographer beckoned me in, so I was called in. And I thought he seemed quieter and graver, and he was quite proud also, so looking like this. Okay, that I am quite happy with whatever I have done with the photograph. I know it is going to be the best one. The photographer beckoned me in and he was proud. He unfolded the proof of a large photograph and we both looked at it in silence. So I was completely silent. The photographer was silent for a different cause. He was amazed because he had taken such a wonderful picture. But I was amazed that this is my picture. Let's see what has happened. Yes, he said quietly. Is it me? So look at the question. You can quote this. Is it me? So he is shocked that this is my photo. How is that even possible? I don't even look like myself. The eyes don't look very much like mine. Oh no, I have retouched them. So I have manipulated the photograph. Look over here. So you look into the negatives, you are not satisfied with the photo and you have made some changes. Even today we do it, right? We use different types of applications, software so that we can change the photograph so that it looks better. Okay, like now I'm taking the photograph over here but I have manipulated the photo and that's why you can see the pictures behind me. So you can manipulate the whole scene in various ways. Okay, like Apple phones provide you, like various applications in Android provide you. We all manipulate. If we have a pimple, we hide it with some software, right? So this is all manipulation. So he has also manipulated the thing. So he has manipulated the eyebrows, which does not look like this. So after the whole thing was made, what had happened was, about the mouth, so the mouth was not good, so he has changed it. The ears, they were not, nothing was good about this man, so he has changed everything. Only the ears were a little similar to this man, and that too he is saying, if you are not satisfied with it, I will change that one also. So this is the picture that came out possibly. This is just an example, and that did not resemble the client at all. Yes, said the photographer thoughtfully. That's so, but I can fix. Okay, if you want the ears to be changed, I will change the ears also. So he is not interested in whether the photograph looks really like the man. He is interested in making the photograph the perfect piece, right? So listen, I interrupted, drawing myself up and animating my features to the full extent and speaking with a withering scorn. I was angry now. That should have blasted the man on the spot. So this is the photo of the man being very, very, very angry because, see the reason. I wanted something that would depict my face as heaven gave it to me, humble though the gift may have been. Although it is not that good, that perfect, but I wanted my picture to look like me. I wanted something that my friends might keep after my death to reconcile them to my loss. So when we are dead, we often frame that picture, our loved ones frame the picture, keep it in the house so that it is like a memory. When we see at that photograph, we can remember those days with that person who is no longer there. But now that the picture that you have made, it does not resemble me at all. So who is going to remember me from this strange photograph? Okay. Go on then with your brutal work, take your negative or whatever it is you call it, dip it in the sulfide, bromide, oxide, cowhide. This again you can quote because this is a kind of sarcasm that whatever you want to do, whichever way, whichever software you want to use, you try to test out, you want to experiment, do whatever you want, you can do it. But you do it. Remove the eyes, correct them, remove the mouth, adjust the face, whatever the waistcoat, reconstruct, do whatever you want. But the ultimate thing is, when you have done all that, keep it for yourself and your friends. They may value it. To me, it is but a worthless bauble. Again, you can quote it as a useless stuff, and it is of no use to me because my purpose is not sorted. My purpose is not reached. I wanted my photograph, but this has come out to be somebody else's. Nobody can remember me from this stranger. So you better change whatever changes you want to make it. And then when you are satisfied that you have got a perfect portrait, just frame it in your house, keep it with you because I'm not interested in this photograph. So he is very annoyed and I broke into tears and left. So I was very, very saddened and I left the place. So this is a perfect piece of sarcasm and wit and irony that what you expect and what comes about and what you feel about a photograph, but it is really not something like that. So I believe you like the story. This is just a summary. We will come back with more questions and stuff over here. And if you have any doubt, because I just rushed off with the whole idea, you will get like rest of it. Certain lines I did not read because it would be useless. You can read it on your own. It will be very interesting. And if you have any doubts, come back to me. I will be ready to discuss the doubts with you. Next topic, whichever topic you want, I already have a request of that poem, Haunted Houses, I think, of that. If you have anything else in your mind, do let me know in the comment section. I will come back with it. Thank you so much. See you in my next class. Bye-bye.